What if Garden Warfare 2 was a battle royale? Hear me out. Back in 2019, when PopCap wanted to branch out with a series, they created this monstrosity known as Battle for Neighborville. It's honestly still a good game, but it's so bad compared to its predecessors that it straight up killed the franchise, and we have no hope of ever receiving a third game. Everyone and their grandma's grandma was making a battle royale back in 2018 to 2020, so it just would have been perfect with the time that it came out in 2019. Back when it was first leaked a rebooted PVZ shooter would be coming, Wolfie Plays even said here that it could be a battle royale.
I wouldn't be surprised if PVZ decide to cash in on this whole battle royale thing.
Of course, we all know now that it was just slop, but here's my pitch for what the game could have been. You choose your character before queuing up, each starting with a weak version of their Garden Warfare primaries. I say character and not class because I think you should be able to get your elemental gimmicks by upgrading yourself each match. The BFN upgrade system, if done properly, would have just been so much more fit for a battle royale. If you want to squad up with the boys, you'll either be in an all-plant or an all-zombie squad, so people don't get confused. But don't worry, because you'll still be vanquishing enemy plants and enemy zombies, no matter what team you're on. Everyone is here to win it for themselves. There are 60 players per match to lower queue times from the typical 100-player battle royale matches that you see in most games. The servers will always try to load in 30 plants and 30 zombies when possible, but it's not going to always be perfect. There will need to be 64 players for squad mode though, so there can be 8 plant squads and 8 zombie squads. There are universal items you can pick up as both plant and zombie that would upgrade your primary weapon. These will mostly be damage, ammo, and reload upgrades, but if you collect enough, you unlock the elemental upgrades. Every character will be getting upgrades like fire, ice, electric, etc. The whole shebang. Now you may be wondering, what about the abilities? That's a staple of the PVZ shooters, even BFN. And to that I say, worry not. Most abilities will be returning as loot that you can pick up around the map. Only plants can pick up stuff like bean bombs, cherry bombs, and sunflower pots, while only zombies can pick up sticky explodey balls, tackle dummies, and heal stations. Many primaries just aren't going to cut it for every range, so most loot will be typical weapons instead of items like bean bombs. Plants can collect potted plants to enslave as guns, with Gatling Piece becoming ARs, Snapdragons becoming flamethrowers, and 3-Peters becoming shotguns. Not to mention obvious things like using small cactuses as snipers for plants that aren't, cactus. Zombies pick up weapons like Z1 assault blasters and goo blasters. Some non-elemental weapon variants can also be regular items like the Scallywag Imp Saluti Shooties. If you find a duplicate gun, you can feed it to the one you already have to eventually upgrade it. It would make almost all loot that you find impactful, and plus I really like the idea of plants cannibalizing each other to get stronger. If you've ever played Call of Duty Warzone, then you're familiar with the Gulag. It gives the chance to revive yourself by winning a 1v1 with another dead player. See where I'm going with this? The Thunderdome was probably the only good thing to come out of the failed lab experiment that is BFN, so using a shrunken version of it for the Gulag map would be great. A vanquished plant and zombie facing off here to be revived would be tense, but also make the game more casual, since it allows for a second chance at life. You can't go to the Thunderdome twice in one match, and it gets disabled once the top 15 is reached. You could still be revived by your teammates, even if you lose in the Thunderdome, but only if they hold down what I call a revive point. All live teammates must be there the entire duration, and it alerts the entire lobby, just like Fortnite's reboot vans. Plant squads erect a garden that revives you, and zombies create a graveyard. Of course, this game would have skins to sell in a battle royale, like what they tried doing monthly in BFN, but I have another idea for cosmetics they could add. Although it doesn't really work with the model I've laid out here, with just playing as plants and zombies, just look at this artwork from Yuri Mori. These feel more like Fortnite skins than anything, but they're cool nonetheless, just to think about. With an island-based battle royale, you'll have to make map changes every season. Maybe they could save certain elements to be released later, like toxic upgrades. You could just make a sewer part of the map for the toxic season, add a glowing green cosmetics in the battle pass, and then call it a day. Something else they could add pretty early on is bosses around the map, similar to what Fortnite often does. These bosses could drop busted abilities too broken for the regular items, at the cost of your location being pinned on the map. Taking Imp's mech should for sure mark you on the map so that we can prevent another battle royale mech incident. It would also be best if it had a timer like in the other shooter games. A human class would be an interesting update as well, with the previously shown humanoid versions of plants being skins for them. I worked hard thinking about all the balancing decisions that would be needed here, so please let me know if you think there'd be anything wrong with it. And also subscribe because this channel is brand new, and I would love to keep discussing with the ever-growing Garden Warfare community.